we are here to ask you and have you contemplate, what is the ecosystem of people? What is the collective impact that you are having as a result of your key choices around those key players that you have surrounding you, supporting you, cheering you on?
People are, for the majority of us, are kryptonite. But they don't have to be. They can be our greatest allies. They can be our strength if we choose to invest in and spend time with the right people. Welcome to Evolve Ventures, the one place where leaders like you can dependably go to shift your consciousness to unlimited potential. I am your host, Bianca Thomas.
And I am your host, Emilia Smith. Welcome back to another episode. We're so grateful to have you back. And today we're going to be diving into episode number 104, key players for your optimal A game. And honestly, optimizing your A game. Let's be real. No one wants to be out here completely wasting their time and energy on this beautiful life that we have. And the theme of this month has been optimization. So if you go back and listen to our episodes, we're really building on the different components of optimization from our perspective. So if you were to jump back to episode 103, what is your optimal space? We dove into energy, right before, your environment. Just before that, we dumped into performance. And here's the thing. When it comes to optimizing your A game, meaning like you competing with yourself, with the world, you collaborating with the people that you work with every single day, you want to optimize for your A game. You want to have evolved performance, not just peak performance, evolved performance. And how do you do that when you're not looking at the people that you're surrounding yourself with? Bianca and I am so grateful to have her by my side. Genuinely, because every single day she inspires the heck out of me. And that is an emphasis of truly what she does. She inspires me so much every single day. And the team that we have around us, they inspire me as well. My partner inspires the heck out of me as well, Alan. And there's not a lot of people that I can say that. There's honestly only on one hand, the amount of people who inspire me to be a better version of myself, who inspire me by their own accord, their own choices in their own merit, meaning day in and day out, making choices that might be hard, might be the tougher path, but certainly are helping to make the world a better place. There are very few people that I can give that credit to because they have not earned it. And so when it comes to, again, the people that you surround yourself with, just like we talked about in one of our last episodes, they will help you or hurt you when it comes to your success. And whatever that might look like to you might be different from the next person down the line. So I'll tell a quick story here and then we'll get into it. But this one will be a little bit of bite-sized. I had a friend, and I'll keep it anonymous because I know she's in her building phases, but I had a friend who we got on the calendar to FaceTime recently. And she was telling me after a couple of months of her story on, she's been kind of dabbling in certain hobbies in the digital space. And she started to tell me about how she finally got her website up and going, and she finally started making TikToks, and she finally was doing X, Y, Z and creating things that set her heart on fire and that helped other people set their heart on fire. And in her eyes was like this whole like reservoir of ideas and of vision and of all this beautiful stuff that her work was accumulating to, and this whole vision of her future that she finally had clarity around. And I started tearing up and crying just the way that I have with you, B, when I finally see someone start maximizing their potential and start actually believing in themselves enough. So where they start making messy action and where they say to themselves, you know what, I don't have it all figured out, but I am going to try and try again. I'm going to fail. It is going to be beautiful. It is going to be messy. And I am committed to making it happen for me. And she's like, are you crying? And I'm like, yeah. I had chills all over the place. And this happens with me and Bianca often when like I see Bianca like hit her goals, and when I see us get to another level in terms of our evolution, and when I see my baby just absolutely crushing it with his team. And here's the thing. I'm crying over here with tears of joy and so supportive. And this woman, my friend, just like Bianca, just like Alan, just like the people who I hold very close to me and who I would give my time to in a hot second over anyone who isn't doing that. This friend has surrounded herself with people who have lifted her up and who have supported her, who have given her the belief and helped really honestly help her achieve her dreams. Just like Bianca, you and I do day in and day out as coaches, just like you and I do day in and day out as business partners, just like you and I do it as team leaders and entrepreneurs, like global female business leaders. We take the choice and make the decision and make the investment every single day to help make people's lives better. We help them transform. We help them evolve their consciousness. And when you think about that, just like take a step back. How many people do you know that can get on the phone with someone and the person on the other side is crying, so happy with tears of joy for their success, for their wins, even if it's messy, even if it's not complete, even if it's not done yet, but they just took a step in the direction that made them light up like a Christmas tree? How many people do you know? And I want each one of the listeners thinking about this. How many people right now in your life can you call after you have a small, messy win that can have an overjoyed expression, genuinely proud for you and so happy for what you are doing? I know for me, that's probably, again, maybe 5 people. And I know for you, B, it's probably the same way. And it's the people that we choose to spend our time with and invest our time with every single day. Why? Because here's the thing, and I'm going to go binary here. You have supporters and you got haters, also known as non-supporters, right? And I've realized this through life. Some of us will take those non-supporters and let them fuel our fire. Others will let it really crumble the belief that we have sometimes in ourselves that we aren't good enough and that we shouldn't be doing this, or we're not too smart, or we're not strong enough, or we can't do this, whatever it is. And then you have people that are in your corner that will cheer you on no matter what, because why? They believe in you. And so when it comes to just you and your A game, I'm not talking about everyone else out there. I'm not talking about your friend's A game. I'm not talking about your colleagues' A game. I'm talking about you. We are here to ask you and have you contemplate, what is the ecosystem of people? What is the collective impact that you are having as a result of your key choices around those key players that you have surrounding you, supporting you, cheering you on? And I'll tell you this, if Bianca and I didn't have each other in our little microcosm of life that we call it, like I would be on the struggle bus, just as she would, of making the progress and the success and the dreams that we have actualized, not only for ourselves, but for our team and for all of the community members that we impact. And there's nothing more humbling than that. So when it comes to just this start off point, having a collective impact and optimizing for your A game, look at the people around you. The people who are in your life right now, you allow them in. Now, I know a lot of us want to go and think that we don't choose our family. We don't choose this. We don't choose that. That's a huge limiting belief. You choose the people that will celebrate you when you have a win. You will choose the people around you that will celebrate you when you have a failure, that will celebrate you when you have progress, when you take messy action. And that is up to you. So what I'll say here, and I'll be done after this, the amount of progress that you're going to have in your life, I would say with a 97% certainty, is a result of your alignment with the people that you surround yourself with. Now, I am all for neurodiversity. That's a huge element of Evolve Ventures. Making sure that you think differently is a key, vital element of our success. Why? Because we all think differently, and that's important. But to have alignment in what we feel is right for this world, what we feel we believe in, what is important to us, that is absolutely huge. And that is 100% going back to a lot of the successes that I've realized, not only for myself, but other people. It is the people in your life, the key players that you put in on your board of directors that will make or break your success. And I'm done here.
I can say with 100% certainty that if it were not for the people that I have consciously chosen to be a part of my life, Alan, Kevin, Emilia, with 100% certainty, if it were not for them, I would not be where I am today. I was so lost and broken for the majority of my life. And it wasn't until I met all three of them and everyone that I've met since then that my life has been able to become what it is today. And it is why I'm able to be the woman that I am today. I'll even say in the last 8 months, I've talked about this a lot, but I was in a misaligned relationship for a year and it completely derailed everything in my life. Everything. I was losing. I was not as successful. I was messing up with clients. I was doing things that I knew weren't right for me. I was drinking all the time. I was like, I just fell off. I wasn't investing in myself as much. And it literally was just because I was around people who didn't want the same things as I did, who weren't doing the same things that I was, who didn't have the dreams and the goals and the ambitions that I did. And quite frankly, who didn't invest in themselves at all. And I completely changed because of that. In the last 8 months, since, thankfully I got out of that relationship and I left and I just took the chance on myself, I have never been as successful, and not even just successful, just as happy as I've ever been. I can truly say for the first time in my life, I'm actually happy. I'm fulfilled. I wake up every morning. Well, not every morning. Half the time I'm exhausted, but
I appreciate your transparency there.
You know what? I'm tired. Let me tell you. But in all honesty, I wake up and I'm excited. I'm excited about what I get to do. I'm excited about the people I get to interact with. I'm in a new job that I'm making more money than ever before. And I love what I do. I love the people that I work with. I love the fact that I get to work from home 5 days a week. I've set my life up for absolute success. And it's because I only have highly optimized, peak performing people in my life. I've eliminated anyone and everyone out of my life who does not serve me. And a big part of that was family members. And that was hard. I can't even tell you the amount of times I was on the phone crying to Emilia. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how, like, it's my family. It's my cousins. It's friends of mine. It's this, it's that. It was my ex-girlfriend. People are, for the majority of us, are kryptonite. But they don't have to be. They can be our greatest allies. They can be our strength if we choose to invest in and spend time with the right people. And if it's not your friends, then hire coaches. Go get a mentor. Go join groups. There's like social media, like it can be corrupt and there's a lot of negativity on there. but there's so much positivity on there as well. You can meet extraordinary people on social media. You can go to a bookstore, go somewhere. I don't know, whatever you're into, go find people who are doing that and align yourself with people who have what you want. You know, people don't have to be kryptonite. It was my entire life. And for the first time in my life, it's no longer my kryptonite, it's my strength. You know, on this board right here next to me, I have listed like the most important people to me. You know, my team of all ventures, the people that I love the most, my clients, my future kids. I think about them all the time. And it's for all of them, all of these people that I do everything that I do. You know, they give me strength. It is truly the only reason why Emilia and I are as successful as we are today, why we are the most fulfilled we've ever been, why we're both the happiest we've ever been. It's because we've consciously chosen who we're going to allow into our lives, and quite frankly, who we're not going to allow to keep corrupting our lives anymore. And it doesn't mean that they're bad people. I'm not saying that. I adore my family. They truly are amazing people. But not for me. Not for the goals that I have. Not for, and not just my family, friends, and so many other people. Like one of my best friends, Katie, I don't even know the last time I saw her. It's probably been like a year. And I text her every now and then, and we text every now and again. And I'm like, Katie, I love you so much. I'm so sorry I'm not around like as often. I just like, I genuinely can't. I don't have time. And she's completely understanding. She's busy too. Emilia and I, if we weren't business partners, we would never see each other. I love her to death. I would do anything for her. Probably would never see her. You have to be very careful about who you allow into your circle and into your life, because you truly are the culmination of who you spend your time with. And I'm going to end it on this. And this is going to be a little harsh, and I apologize, but also not really.
As my girl,
you know,
that's why we get along.
If your goal is to be Mr. Olympia or Miss Olympia or Miss Universe or whatever, and you are spending time with morbidly obese people, there's a bit of a disconnect there. It will never happen. If your goal is to be as rich and wealthy as Jeff Bezos, and you're spending time with people who have no money in their bank account because they can't stop spending money, there's a disconnect. If your goal is to be as intelligent as Elon Musk, who's the female equivalent of Elon Musk?
That's
as
such
Emilia
a hard question
Smith.
for me.
As Emilia Smith.
Appreciate you, girl.
I got you, baby. You're not going to spend time with people who are smoking weed every day, laying on the couch, scrolling on their phone all day, like damaging their brain cells. It's just not realistic. It's not the case. You cannot have them both. It's just that simple. It's not easy. Believe me, Emilia and I have both had to do it. It is not easy.
Hardest thing in the world.
But the reward outweighs the cost. And that's the difference. To have the life that you want, you have to optimize the people in it. It's that simple.
That's a good teaser right there, girl. Whoo-wee. Bringing on the heat. One of the biggest things, we had an IG live last Friday. It will be several Fridays after this episode launches, but it was about optimization roadblocks. And one of the biggest things is people, because like Bianca had mentioned, people are our kryptonite. And that's no fault of yours. Our brains are optimized for social belonging. We know that. If you're a longtime listener, you know that. And so optimizing your A game is all about looking very bluntly at the people that you have in your life. You will not succeed in the capacity that you want to, guaranteed, without playing a little bit of musical chairs with the people that you have in your life. And though that might be challenging, nothing good ever is easy, plain and simple. So I'll dive into some episode suggestions, and we will let your emotional hangover happen as a result of this loving hard truth. Oh, yeah. It's natural, by the way. Episode suggestions number 70, your need for belonging is screwing you. We had talked about, you can't talk about optimizing without talking about how much your need for belonging is screwing optimization at its core. Number 56, transform your inner outcast feeling. Again, if you feel like an outcast, you're not going to be able to have the courage to change the people around you. You're just going to stay stuck. Number 55, the 3 must for modern collaboration. And when it comes to global businesses, this is one thing that I will say to those business leaders out there that follow us in this journey. You got to take a look at your people. It is absolutely essential. You can have engines or anchors. You can have bleeders or feeders. We like to call them energy vampires. If you don't get excited for the people that you talk to on a day-to-day, you really got to switch it up. So that being said, please get around people that want to support you, that get excited for your wins, that really genuinely understand what your values, your beliefs, and your aspirations are, and who get excited on their own accord when they see you hit the goals, make progress, make messy action towards that. Evolve Venture Society is a great area where you can get around people like that. We have Out of the Muds, which are free live virtual events every single last Friday of the month. That's another way to get around people and play those musical chairs. Swap people in your life that can support you for those who don't. Plain and simple.
One more episode suggestion that I'll give, and that's what I was just looking for. Number 6, how to uncover your relationship standards.
Ooh.
I think that's a really significant one too. You need to have clarity as to what are the kinds of people you do need to have in your life. So if I'm looking, which I am, to optimize my finances, right? I'm taking over the CFO role at Evolve Ventures. So what did I do? I aligned myself with a financial coach. I am now working directly with the CFO of another company, and he is teaching me finances. I am also the COO, right? So I'm taking on both of those roles. So what did I do? I reached out to the COO of a company that I know, and I am doing coaching with him. I do coaching with Emilia. I have my own business coach. You need to allocate with the people who have what you want. You need to set the standard of what you want, understand what that looks like, and then go search for it. And like Emilia said, Out of the Mud, Evolve Venture Society, Emilia and I, like, reach out to us. We love talking to people. We love helping our community. So utilize the resources that are there. And that's my spiel.
Stay tuned for our next episode. I believe when this is dropping, we will have Out of the Mud. Evolve How You Optimize is going to be this month's topic. So join us in on that. It will be in the show notes for a link to register for that event. And we will see you at that finale for the event, and stay evolving. That's what I'll say.
Stay evolving.
We evolve.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.